Alright, I believe it's September 3rd. This is the second time I'm doing this video. I keep on getting these annoying ass pop-ups on my computer. I usually don't do the screen recording with the internet. I think that may be why. But anyways, I'm going to do two videos today. I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to do another one. It's going to be a little bit more mainstream. I'm not really going to touch a whole lot on what's being done to us and all this, because this is the other one's going to be more important. I want people to be aware, and I don't want to scare even like the mainstream sleepers away. I want them to see it too. Maybe they'll start coming into these type of channels for a little bit better truth. um, I'm a carpenter. I've been a carpenter for 20 years. About 10 years ago I got in. I do right now. I'm past new construction. We do new construction, but I'm into the home restoration, older home restoration with total custom work and redoing that. Um, I'm into structural engineering. I love that stuff. I love the beams, opening, the open concept. We do a lot of that, and we also do remodeling and all that. But we do a lot of water restoration and fire restoration. I learned a lot about that about 10, 11 years ago. I'm pretty good at it now these days. We have, with everything going on, we're bombarded with trying to get these people in their homes as fast as possible, getting them cleaned out as fast as possible. That is key, to get this crap out of their house before it ruins the frame. We want to keep the frame, we want to keep the slab, and everything else goes. So that's what we're doing. We can't get into the city. We're just now getting into the city. We have a crew that goes in front of us. The owners with the front of the crew. They go assess the damage, talk to the homeowners. Is it a total restoration job? 9 times out of 10, we do everything start to finish, and it's 10 times better than it was before. We got a mid crew. Right now we're doing demo, getting all the stuff, getting it prepped for construction and rebuilding. We got a mid crew. After the assessors go through, we got a mid crew that'll just get the soaking wet shit out of there, move the furniture, all their belongings to wherever the homeowner wants for the insurance company to take a look, or if they want to go through it and try to salvage whatever they can. We proof their house up for looters and stuff like that. People can't just wander in there. Screw all the doors shut. We set up dehumidifiers, blowers, everything. As soon as the mid crew is done demoing, I still do a lot of mid crew stuff, because we go through our job super fast. So we got to give the mid crew a hand. So we do about 50% of the demo as well, the main demo. We come in afterwards, pull the nails, scrape every gook and crap out and construction debris out of all the cracks and crevices of the frame. Pull all the nails, all the old nails, get them all out of the house, scrub the slabs, floors, whatever we need to scrub, get the old water out of it, get it nice and clean, get it away from the house, get all debris away from the house so it can't come back in no matter what, even if it rains and floods a little bit more. We're unable to get to downtown right now. Our assessors just made it through yesterday, and they were able to get in there. They were in waist deep water assessing the damage in one of our bigger clients' homes. She's been building with us for 12 years, and when we're down and out sometimes, she always pulls through, helps us out, and gives us some major jobs. So we made it down there. Today I believe the mid crew, the demo crew, is down there starting demo. I'll go down there tomorrow, finish the demo, and do the finishing touches with the chemicals, blowers, and the deep clean, and get it ready for the insulators and sheetrockers to come in so we can do our jobs. We are right now just south of Conroe in the Woodlands, and the first pictures you're looking at, these people had a lot of damage done. Um, 7 foot, 8 foot of water, in about 45 minutes. That all had to be evacuated out by helicopters. They were given until 9:30. At 9:30, the water was up to their ceiling. They lost everything. They got out with their dog and their kid, and that was it. The clothes that they were wearing, and it's really hard to see these people have to just see their whole life being thrown away by a bunch of people they don't know. So it's really sad, and it's every single house. The neighborhood we were in yesterday, there was no National Guard, there was no FEMA, there was no government, nobody helping anybody, no free food, nobody to help these homeless people. These people are living on their frickin' lawn, and then they have to defend their shit from fucking idiot looters. That's bullshit, you know? These people have been ripped apart. It don't matter how good their insurance are. When you see your pictures and a favorite personal belonging being misused, smashed, and thrown on a curb, it's pretty sad. It's a very delicate situation. We do it extremely fast. We were the first house in the whole entire, well, I can't say the whole entire neighborhood, on that street that was ready to go to be rebuilt. And I think that made those people feel good by the end of the day. But this is what it is. I'm going to show you these pictures now and kind of just go over it with you. I'm going to show you some other, like, sky pictures, and I'm going to do more of a serious, just, I'm just going to do the destruction that's been done from the storm here in the Houston area, southeast Texas, and where I'm from, and we are slowly making our way to downtown. We will be in downtown to restore by Monday, and we'll probably be rebuilding by Thursday. We're going to start from the north end, work our way to the south end, rebuilding as well. I'm part of that crew. I do all the carpentry work, and then the turnkey. Well, let's get with it. The first thing I want to show you is I'm going to get away from the storm for a minute. And the first thing I'm going to show you is back in May, 3 months ago, I did this video here where I was I was taking pictures of the sun. I got spied on by a drone and it caught it. For some reason, these pictures of the drone have mysteriously disappeared, so I gotta show you the YouTube thing real quick. I'm gonna turn down the volume so I don't have to hear my annoying voice. There we go. Let's get it to there. I want to just show you the drone since my pictures have mysteriously disappeared. This is the drone. Alright. That one's not very clear. And when I took these pictures, this thing was so freaking fast. It was on top of me so fast. Um, I heard a little buzz above the trees. I looked up and seen this hovering, taking pictures of me probably, and no one around me. Well, I just had the same thing happen yesterday, or not, the day before, and it was pretty unsettling, I gotta say. But anyways, let me find them real quick, and I want to show you. It came from the same area, the same way, and what was weird about it is this time it was a little bit different. Um, a little bit different. This drone here hovered. I couldn't hear it as well this time, but it was the same sound. It hovered higher than it normally does, and or did before, I should say. because it only happened to me one other time. And when I started taking pictures of it, I got a little bit closer look at it. I want to show you something. Look how clever these clowns are. Now, am I going crazy? Is this really an airplane? No, this is the drone. This is the drone they used when I was alone by myself taking pictures of the sun. This is the second time. Similar drone. Difference is when you take a picture of this one, it looks like an airplane, doesn't it? It looks pretty much like an airplane. Let's even zoom this in bigger. I don't care if it's pixelated or not. Now, you notice anything kind of weird about this airplane? I don't see a kind of a chemtrail or a contrail. Don't normally see airplanes that look like this. See how high that bends up and how the nose bends up, how the wings even bend up. Because there's a propeller here, propeller here, propeller here. It's a drone to look like a freaking airplane. How clever is that? I've never. And the other thing is, I don't normally see a plane. See, this kind of plane here would be pretty big and probably flying pretty high up in the air. And it was stationary. Look at all the pictures I took of this thing, and I took it with the Sony CyberShot. The Canon's a little bit faster. I mean, that's why I use the Canon a little bit more, the 4K camera. But yeah, this is the freaking drone. It hovered over me, and it wasn't 75 feet in the air, 80 feet tops. I mean, anywhere from 50 to 75, I'd have to say. Kind of hard to judge these things, but it wasn't no higher than 75 foot. And that a plane that big would be way up in the sky. I wouldn't be able to take it with my Sony CyberShot. The Sony CyberShot only has a 10 times zoom, and I believe this was just, I want to say this was at 5, maybe not even that. But yep, this is their drone. This is their drone they're using to spy on people with. Just a freaking made it look like an airplane. You know how crazy that makes a person look. Yeah, there was a drone spying on me. And the funny thing is, every time I get an encounter with one of these things, I get strange ailments. First, it's the horrible pain in my head. Very confused. A hard time focusing on a situation, topic, or item. Um, then it's accompanied by extreme nausea. Um, for me, I haven't had an impacted wisdom tooth and some dental surgery done a long time ago, and I still have problems. Very rarely, but maybe once every couple of years, I could feel, have like a toothache or something like that. But then for me, it's the next thing is I just get extremely horrible pain in my head, then the nausea, then a toothache, and it'll last for 2 to 3 days tops. And now my wife's even gets affected with it. Same thing. Even we have a guy staying with us I work with. He's kind of pretty much family. He's the guy that did Little Rap. He's just really down and out, and I think he's a little lost. Maybe he's a young dude, 23, or 23. I think he just needs a little push. And he seems to do pretty well here, so we got him staying here. And during the storm, when it first got us hit with this strange feeling, he was hanging out with his friend up the road, so he wasn't here much. But he came here the night of the storm to just help me out if anything came up and whatever. So in that 24-hour period, he had already been pretty much in the bed, down, and Christian, my wife, she was down too. So he was just kind of chilling out, doing his thing, and as he knows, he was down. All the same ailments. It wasn't a flu or nothing, because as soon as he left the next morning, when he left, he was fine. And me and my wife, we stayed down. We got better. We got better after about 4 days. We got better, and then it just started back up for me 2 days ago, and then her as of yesterday. It's strange things, but now on to the other things. I want to show you some of these flood pictures. I can't get a ton. First off, I'm working. And second off, you don't really want to stick cameras in these people's faces, and you don't really, homeowners probably don't really want you to take pictures of their belongings all trashed out for the world to see. Put yourself in your shoes for 5 seconds and think about it. And maybe these pictures will help you. Alright, this is, I want to say this is like number 1 or 2. I had to get all these people's permission, and I waited until it was my lunch break, and made sure the homeowner wasn't really around. I just didn't, I tread lightly on this. It makes people feel very uncomfortable, and they're already having a hard time enough, so pitches are pretty limited. Our assessors, my boss's assistant, is supposed to, he takes most of the pictures on these jobs we go to, so we can assess the damage and figure out what we need to do. So he's going to be sending me some of those, and he goes in first, so they're a lot more destruction, I should say, I guess. This is every house now. Every single house in this neighborhood. Now, these people have been known to flood. There's hills in this house, or in this neighborhood here. This is right in the Woodlands. This is the Woodlands, and on the west side, just right on the west side, and they get like 2 or 3 inches of rain, flood rain, from the creek, and they built an Exxon refinery plant. There's the creek. They built an Exxon refinery plant, and since they built it, the floodwaters, when it rains a lot, they'll get, instead of 1 or 2 inches, 3 or 4 inches. Well, now, when they did the mandatory evacuation, it was at 8:45, 8:50 is when they knocked on their door, and they said, you have to be out of your home by 9:30. And so when they started to get their stuff together, they got their dog and their kid together, and let's see, this is all their stuff. This is all their walls and insulation and personal belongings on the side of the road for everybody to see, and wait for some asshole to come and scoop it up and throw it away. But by 9:30, it wasn't even 9:30 yet, there were 7 feet of water in their home up to their ceiling. They barely made it out. The only thing they got were the clothes on their back soaking wet. They got their dog, thank God. Got their kid. And they had to be rescued by helicopter. This is their home. This is in the middle of the mid-crew. I do about 50% of the work in the mid-crew, me and my guys. And we come in and do the final cleanup. Like the final cleanup would be taking all the nails out of the skeleton, all the screws from the sheetrock pictures, and then along here, I scrape very carefully. I scrape it, and the cracks of the crevices of the 2x4s where they meet and are nailed in the dead wood. electrical, we pull out, redo. We don't leave any of the old shit, especially plugs and switches. Sometimes some wires in the attic are, if they didn't get wet, we reuse them, but everything else comes out. If it's brick, the brick stays, but we'll replace this, the backing board, and that is extremely hard when you have to leave the brick up, because there's only one way to do it. Between the two, you have to come in from the outside, smash this all up, and get rid of the old crap. And it's very hard, especially when you got brick ties and the bricks are being held up by it. But anyways, so this is what a room looks like after the mid crew comes through. They're supposed to actually have a tighter pile in this, but because of the volume of work, we've had to hire a whole slew of greenhorns that don't know crap. We had to go out and buy a fistful of hammers and pry bars and razor knives, because I got tired of all my tools coming up missing. I don't know what all this crap is. I haven't really had a chance to even edit my pictures or anything. It's just I've been going. This is the first time I've actually had a minute to myself since the storm stopped. We're getting ready to, you can see we kind of got started in here. Oh, there's a refrigerator. Just got the cabinets out. We saved the granite countertops, and we power washed the crap out of them. And there's my truck. And we power wash them, and then we leave it for the homeowner to decide if they'd like to reuse it or not, because of how expensive it is, and it is a salvageable item. So yeah, I didn't even get to edit these pictures. I've been so busy. I'm so tired. Every joint and muscle in my body just hurts from excessive work. And just the amount of work, so you can even see it's still wet. And this is about, let's see, this was Thursday. Yeah, Thursday this was right here. And the water had went away, had receded back. I want to say Tuesday or Wednesday, and then we got blowers on this. I mean, big, huge blowers that, I mean, you can't even set your freaking hammer in front of this thing; it'll blow it away. And it dries stuff out pretty quick. We do the blowers a good 8 hours. We do the giant dehumidifier for 24. We get it out of there. If we leave it in there for more than 24, it messes the stubs up. It'll dry it out so bad the studs twist up and splinter up and stuff. It was crazy. I left one in there for 26 hours when I first started doing it. We couldn't close the doors in the house. We had to reset all the freaking doors because I left it on there for 26 hours. Now, could you imagine your home being like that? Could you imagine having to go through this? This is, I don't know if there's any on here. See some, oh, I got some intense information about this here. About these sunsets. I can't wait to share it with you guys. I might be doing 3 videos today. I just wanted to do this one as quickly as possible. I wanted to do it last night. I was just so tired. I fell asleep with my plate of food last night. I was just worked to the core. Let's see, I'm going to show you these videos. I don't really know what's on them. They're probably really, really short because I was working, so I only had a few seconds. Well, let's take a look, man. Let's get a good look. These houses were underwater up to the roof and above their roofs. Most of them are 2-story. Keep that in mind now. This is the house we're working on right now. It's a pretty big home. There's no National Guard. There's no FEMA. There's nobody helping anybody. The only people that are helping were us, maybe a handful of small local crews, but it was neighbor helping neighbor. For the most part, they were all generally good, except for the people next door that wanted to call the church volunteers motherfuckers. Excuse my language. By that time we had the house ready for sheetrock to be stocked. If you didn't notice, that's how quick we are. We do even these big ones. If it's a big one, we could probably do 2 a day. If they're smaller, we'll do 3 to 6 a day. This is the neighbors and down the street. Try my best not to get license plates on there. There's the back of my truck. But this is it. I don't see no female workers. Right? No female workers. There's nobody helping anybody. There's no National Guard handing out food. You know what they're doing? They're keeping anybody from coming in here and helping us. That's what they're freaking doing. They want to jack the gas prices up so high. The biggest thing is gasoline. I'm sure everybody can feel it. They raised our gas prices up super high. Right now we're about 50 cents higher than we were 2 weeks before the storm. Now, about a week to 2 days before the storm, gas prices jumped 20 cents a gallon. Now they jumped another 50 cents, or almost 50 cents. I'm sorry, 40 cents, because it's varying between 245 and 260 that quickly. But the deal is, the reason why I'm sitting at home and not helping these people, you want to know why? Is because I can't find gas anywhere. I live in Texas and I cannot get a drop of gas. My truck takes 89. If I put 87 in it, it runs like shit. I'm driving 200 plus miles a day, and I'm having to put 87 in my truck. It's driving like shit. Spitting and sputtering like I got bad gas. 87 does not do well in my vehicle. Doesn't do well at all. Let's take a look at some more of these pictures. This is when I was working, so I had to be pretty quick with them. I was able to do a little bit of driving around at lunchtime. I had to get something to eat, so I lost 10 minutes of time. I'm taking these pictures, but yeah, that's all their personal belongings, waiting for the insurance company. These people are fighting looters, people coming in their homes at night and just doing whatever the hell they want to do, go through their things that are in there. Some second stories did not get touched or affected, so they were able to put a lot of their personal belongings on these second floors on the higher parts of this neighborhood. This is the backside of River Plantation, the 1488 I-4 area, north of Houston, probably about 20 miles, 25 miles. There's my partner. As we're driving, this is lunchtime, and this is the higher part of the neighborhood. This is the only place I could really drive because there's so much debris and so many neighbors and volunteers and family members helping each other. These roads are packed. See, if there was a FEMA or National Guard actually helping anybody in Texas besides just manning the borders from people, keeping people coming in and helping us, there would be a little bit more direction with the traffic and stuff like that. But because of the traffic and the debris just being dumped on the side of the road, spilling over into the roads, I think I already have to replace 2 tires, and I don't really make a ton of money. Well, I make pretty good money, but you know, having to look out for 3 people is a little costly. And we had a slow period at work a few weeks back that set me back some, and I had to buy that stupid truck. That set me back even more because I couldn't afford it, but I needed it. So it's been a struggle here, but we make it. I mean, I try not to ask anybody for help ever, but overall, I mean, we make it. We eat good, you know. I'm able to bring you these YouTube videos and play music. I mean, my computers are pretty crappy, but I don't really get past Windows 7, and I try to use computers that don't have webcams as well. So, you know, my equipment's kind of junky, but it does the job. You guys are seeing this stuff. Our whole lives on the side of the road. It's crazy. We're a freaking circus. See now, right here where I'm taking these pictures, to the right of me, I wanted to get it, but there's so much traffic, and I had a line of people behind me pissed off as hell because I'm taking my time driving up the road, taking pictures. People are mad. But to the right of me, there's these people had a piece of plywood outside their house. You loot, we shoot. And that's what it's boiled down to. You don't see any police officers out here, do you? Not one cop. No fire. No ambulances. I think if you called them, they probably wouldn't even come. No National Guard, no FEMA, no city or anything handing out food. You know who's giving us food? Freaking homeowners, neighbors. That's who. That's who is helping. That's who is passing out food out of their own freaking pocket. And they got all their stuff, all their personal belongings out for the world to see. Now, I mean, for the taxes we pay, this shouldn't be. They should be helping these people. You know, every city and government official that is off of work right now because they can't do their jobs, even to the hands-on workers of for government services and stuff like that. They should be out there helping. I know, like the trash and waste management and stuff like that. Those guys will be working pretty hard for the government when everything's said and done, because they got to pick up all this crap off the side of the road. But other than that, they should be putting these people to work, man. They should be helping these people. I mean, I had to stop my job of framing, cabinet making, and trim work, And for a guy that suffers from heat stroke, I love when we get cabinet jobs and trim work, because I'm going to be inside in the AC and I ain't going to have to almost die when I'm working in a blazing sun. Or blazing sun simulator, I should say. But this is a necessary thing. These people need to get back in their house. They need to start feeling normal again. So this is number one. Everything gets dropped. Everything gets dropped. Everything gets put on the back burner. Even our lives. We will work extra hours and not really get paid. I don't get really paid for the extra hours I work. I'm kind of pretty much salary. So, my pay is what it is. If I leave after 5 hours of work, or if I leave 10 hours after work, I'm getting paid the same. So it don't matter, I do it because these people need their lives back. I just really wanted to show you all this. I thought it was extremely important for everybody to see and know what's going on. There is no FEMA here. The only thing they're doing for us as a population, as far as financial help or assistance or anything like that, is they have loosened their grip on unemployment, and if you do qualify for it, you have to work at the job for 6 months, 40 plus hours a week for 6 months. If like my buddy, he's been working for this asphalt company. He had to leave carpentry because it had gotten so slow, and he's more around local area. I don't mess around with the work here unless it's a friend or family member, because it's just so little. But he had to go to asphalt work, and he's been working there 2 days, or was it 1 day, 1 or 2 days before the 6-month mark, and he was denied his unemployment by FEMA. So their unemployment is garbage as well. I believe least get at least a 2 week push. But that's not happening. Power company will shut your power off. Water company will shut your water off. They don't give a shit if you lost everything. They want their money, and you're not getting an extension. Period. They should be giving extensions. They should be waiving people's months. We're not getting anything. Nothing. No help from anybody. Texas is in lockdown. We have no gas. I cannot get out today to help anybody, restore anybody's home, clean their home up before it starts to mold. I can't do any of that because from here to Willis, Texas, there's not a drop of gas. I got enough gas to maybe venture out today. I have to buy a new radiator because the mount that I'm pushing the truck, the radiator went out, and I gotta locate some gas. I was unable to really make any type of money last week because of the storm, and then truck payment. Thank God it's almost paid off. You know, I don't really have money to stock up on gas, even if I do find it. And even if I did find it, do I really want to stock up on 87 because it's destroying my truck? I have to use mid-grade. But hopefully I'll be able to venture out and find some gas. I have a little connection in Willis. If I could make it out to Willis, I don't think I could though. There's a guy out there. He's got some. That's the other thing is trying to find gas that isn't bad. All this gas is there's so much water in it. You're gambling every time you put it in your tank because the gas station reservoirs are being sucked dry and filled up so fast that the water is mixed in with the gas. I mean, I filled my tank up the day before the storm came, and it took me a week to burn that shit out, and that's puttering, no acceleration, and burning your motor up and jacking your vehicle up. But this is what we're dealing with. We can't even get, even when we do get gas, we have to get the low grade gas, and it's 50% chance it's bad. The one guy that's actually above me at my job, he's a super good guy. He hasn't even came to work since the storm because he stocked up on bad gas, and he can't get any gas, and the gas that he stocked up on is all bad. It's all water. So they're getting us down on lockdown. So I'm hoping I'll be able to find some gas so I can get out there tomorrow. I do believe tomorrow I will be in Spring or Houston. I think actually I'll be, because they did do the middle crew actually did start demo today, even though they were doing it in water. They all got an extra $100 pay for having to work in knee-deep water. That's very, very dangerous. Besides being the dysentery, you got snakes, alligators, all this stuff that's on the creek bed here in Texas. Water, you have to be very, very careful about, because anything that lives in water here will mess you up, and it is extremely aggressive. They don't try to hide from people. They try to attack people. I'm telling you, these snakes go after you. And when you're in water, you don't move as fast, and they move super fast. So you got to be on your toes with it. And especially down there in Houston, man. Whew, man, you wouldn't think in a city you'd have that kind of wildlife, but on these creek beds, you will find copperheads, water moccasins, rattlesnakes, and they all love the freaking water. Alligators. And then, besides all the freaking germs, staph, dysentery. You have to be very careful. I'm trying to teach these guys. A lot of these guys are new. They were wondering why I had rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle and I was spraying myself down with it. It's because we don't have water to wash up when we're done working. I try to keep some jugs of water to just rinse off with. You get the initial gunk because you get splattered with it, and it's sewage water, and you're getting splattered in the face with it. You're using a power washer and a pile of stagnant mud, and it goes everywhere. You get it everywhere. In your ears, eyes, nose, in your clothes, past your clothes, down your shirt, down your pants, in your shoes. And it's all bad, bad, dirty, nasty shit. You gotta soak yourself down with rubbing alcohol, just to kill the germs. And they started seeing me do this, and I explained to them about dysentery and what it does. I didn't even get into the rest of the stuff like staph infection and all this other crap. Um, you soak yourself down with alcohol, rinse off, soak yourself down with alcohol, change your shirt, get on to the next one. Do the same thing when you're done with that. I bring a couple changes of clothes, at least 3 shirts, because I'm counting on at least going to 3 different jobs. So this is what's going on in Texas. Texas is rebuilding Texas without any help. Your gas prices are going to skyrocket. There's going to be a gas shortage. They're going to blame it on this storm in Texas. And then New York's going to get hit. They're going to take our gas away, I think, or make it so expensive you can't even drive to go to work. This is what's going to happen. We're going to use the storm as an excuse. There's going to be so many lingering effects from it. And they made it. And I can prove they made this storm. It was completely engineered, just like, what is it, Irma or whatever, that's headed towards New York. These are all man-made storms. They're doing this to destroy our country, I believe, and jack prices up. These people are sick and sadistic. You have to realize it. Or if you want to call them the Illuminati, the New World Order, the Masons, they're all the same. They're all the same. They got their guys out there working. The Masons doing their thing. Yeah, this is what it's come to. So, if you think the world's all good, the government's doing what they're doing to help us, you're just so asleep. It's time to wake up and see that these people are trying to kill us. They are literally killing us. They are feeding us fake sunlight. They're pumping garbage into the atmosphere for us to breathe. Heavy metals, anything ending IUM, strontium, barium, aluminum. These are heavy metal poisoning. Our old people seem to die of dementia these days. And I thought the leading cause was I thought the leading cause of death was like heart disease and stuff like that, and it is not. It's a lot of old people are dying from dementia. Even our insects are getting dementia. Alzheimer's is very. Everybody that gets old is going to get it, and then autism is. This is all about heavy metals or vaccinations in the air we're breathing, let alone the amount of salts they pump out in the atmosphere. They're seeding the clouds with the salt. The reason why they're seeding the clouds with salt is because the clouds are man-made. They're water vapor. When you put salt with the water vapor, they combine for a weather nuclei that'll cause rain. They can zap it with a NORAD or NEXTRAD or HARP or whatever else they got, 5G scalar wave, who knows. They zap this damn thing and you got a freaking horrible storm. All of our weather that should be forming in the middle of these oceans, the Pacific and the Atlantic, storms form in the middle of not on Africa and then blow off, like Irma. It started off as a hurricane before it even left Africa. It don't happen like that. That's not the way it works. All of our weather is forming off our coastline, not in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico like it should be, or in the middle of the Atlantic or the Pacific. These are where the storms naturally occur. They don't occur there anymore. They don't build up there anymore. They build up offshore and onshore, the coastlines, because this is where the water vapor towers are. That's why they're using the wildfires for carbon buildup. It helps produce the bigger clouds, the bigger storms. It's like you can have a rainstorm or you can have a thunderstorm, and that's what I think the wildfires are really helping with. It's just making the storms even worse. So this is what I got for you. I'm gonna do a couple more videos since I got a little bit of time today, and I'm in lockdown because I have no gasoline. Remember that. If you try to come to Texas, if you make it past FEMA or the National Guard some way, you better have gas because you're not going to find it here. Y'all take care.